The narcissist and empath both attracted one another. Empath needs to learn from the narcissist the qualities that the narcissist has learned. And one of the biggest qualities that narcissist, I don't even want to call them those kind of people. I just wanted to quickly come on here to talk about the typical narcissist empath dynamic. Now, if you have been victim, if you have been fooled by, if you have been used by, if the narcissist has used you as supply, I want you to listen very close. What I find such a typical response, and I hear people say a lot on the internet, and I just honestly cannot believe how much attention these videos are getting, but I also understand why now. So a lot of people in these dynamics emphasize on that there is a giver and that there is a taker, the empath and the narcissist. I see this blame game happening a lot, where the pointing fingers that the narcissist is the bad one. The narcissist is the one that's taking from me, and he or she is just going on to the next supply, and no, they never feel bad. Of course they all feel bad, but yeah, they're already on their multiple cell phones and they already probably have a new supply already, If you resonate with that kind of information and energy, look at where they are coming from and your interpretation of where they are coming from. Because most of the videos that are under the category of the narcissist, at least that I have seen, and I've heard, and I keep on hearing people talk about it, I just see victimhood mentality. I just see blame game, pointing fingers at each other, where there is a lack of personal responsibility to what role did I actually play in this dynamic? Why did I attract a narcissist in the first place? Why did I give so much? Why did I fall so much in love with this kind of person that apparently has destructive ways of coping and being in relationships where the relationships weren't actually balanced? Well, why wasn't it balanced? Here's a very general and simple explanation just to lead you a little further into this topic. The narcissist and empath both attracted one another. Empath needs to learn from the narcissist the qualities that the narcissist has learned. And one of the biggest qualities that narcissist, I don't even want to call them those kind of people, avoidant, is that they have learned to find kind of a sense of safety, but to remain in the knowing of who they are inside of them. They have learned to regulate themselves in a way that the empath really had to learn from. The narcissist teaches us how to be a more complete person, how to live as a more complete person, how to maneuver life more as a person who isn't overgiving, who isn't leaking and giving energies into the wrong places, to acting from a place of guilt or shame and the belief that you need to overextend yourself to be validated and loved. Those are typical traits that the empath has, but will attract the narcissist to learn how to overcome these actually toxic traits. You might mistake these toxic traits of, I'm so loving and giving, I have such a big heart. Yes, of course, but you also need to know and learn how to become a more integrative person, to become a person with values, to become a person that is more aware of his own needs in a balanced relationship, his or her own ideals, his or her own non-negotiable needs when it comes to relationships, in order to become the fullest version of who you are destined to be, in order to maneuver a healthy relationship, in order to get your non-negotiable needs met so you can heal the deepest wounds that there are inside of a safe container where both parties are actually fully devoted to their own healing journey, where both parties are actually really focused, giving really all that they can to create and sustain a safe relationship, to relate with one another in the safety and the knowing that there's commitment to the healing, commitment and devotion to love, and love is to grow into the person who we truly are. It is so easy to point the fingers towards the narcissist and say that they were incredibly toxic. I'm not going to deny that there were traits that were super unhealthy and they have unconsciously hurt you. Now, perhaps there have been people in your life whose intention whose real intention was to really hurt you, well, that karma is just going to go back to them anyway. Either way, you have moved into the next phase of your life right now. You are more powerful than you have ever been in your life before. Your light is shining and illuminating like you have never understood that your light can shine and illuminate before. Most empaths found safety by extending their awareness into the world, into the field, into other people, always trying to notice how other people are feeling, to find a sense of safety within themselves. The narcissist is on the other spectrum, or at least they have learned to, instead of give, because to give is a scary thing, because they have been hurt since childhood, because narcissists usually grow up in family dynamics, in dynamics where it was scary for them to give, where every time that they wanted to give them love, they would just be hurt or punished or be invalidated for that love that they are. The empath on the other side just wants to give and wants to give and wants to give, but they found the safety in being the people pleaser, in trying to change how other people feel so that they can feel safe again. Whilst there's a lot of good information about the narcissist empath dynamic, I really encourage you to consider, quit saying that they are the toxic and the narcissistic one. Yes, they have done you wrong, but this has taught you something. This has taught you to embody the qualities that they have already learned. Everything in life is only here to teach you and make you a stronger version of yourself. If you want to attract and fully move on, you got to stop saying that they're the toxic and the narcissistic one. To embody the mentality and the knowing that, because this is just the universal law, this is just how it works. We attract alike. We attract mirrors to reflect the deepest hidden parts within ourselves that are actually faulty. You were never supply for them. You might call it that way, it's a completely valid perspective. But the narcissist just wanted to learn how to come close. You know how to come close to people. That's all you know. You want to come close to people and love the shit out of them. However, the narcissist wanted to do this all the time as well. They just don't know how. They were hurt and have come to you to learn how to love. You were hurt and needed to learn how to love yourself. Most of the time, the narcissist brings up a lot of trauma of abandonment within the empath. We are all just bringing to light certain aspects of each other. And it's for us to play our own role, to take our own responsibility in the relationships that we participate in. But in a specific narcissistic empathic one, where you are supposedly the empath role player, there is a reason why you always wanted to come closer to this person. Now, why would we want to come closer to someone who just keeps on pushing us away? Well, it's because they bring up an aspect in ourselves that we are learning to love. We have come to learn to love. What we actually might have called love in this specific, you could say, karmic relationship dynamic, is that we mistaken our trauma for love, that we call falling in love with the narcissistic person. Actually, we're learning how to fall in love with these aspects within ourselves. Now, they might abandon us the whole time because they're like, whoa, like he or she is getting too close to me. This makes me really uncomfortable. Well, this is the typical dynamic which teaches us so much about, like, why are we coming close to a person who isn't even ready for this type of relationship and love that I truly desire from my heart? Well, there's something still in the way, which is our own, perhaps, abandonment wounds, false sense of hope, expecting this person to be someone, waiting for this person to become someone that is far off of the reality of who they are now. Falling in love with their potential. Why do we fall in love with their potential? Good question to ask. Well, again, we're then falling in love with the person who we think and want them to be, who we think and want them to be from our pain, who we think and want them to be, who we imagine them to be, to become this person which matches our pain. Now, when I say matches our pain, another good perspective on top of this could be we are learning that this person isn't the person and isn't the reality that I really want. So it teaches us to become aware of the traits that we need, the non-negotiables. one of the best ways to actually understand a narcissist. Now, it's hard to understand another person. We barely ever will grasp what they're actually precisely going through. But what we can do to understand them better is to place ourselves in their shoes. What is it like to be a narcissist? Like, why are they operating and functioning in these ways that are killing me, that are hurting me so much? Yes, of course, the hurt is valid, but it's teaching you something about yourself and your power. The only way to truly understand and be compassionate from love, grow in love, is when we give away the perspective from ourselves and we step into theirs and try to see life through their eyes. That's when we get to learn, and that's where we can truly empathize with someone else. There is nothing wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing good about them. There's nothing bad about them from this higher perspective that I'm trying to show you. Anyways, this is my new YouTube channel called Ayana. I have another channel which has more subscribers, but I will focus my music, my vlogs and other creative videos there, and more of the personal growth, spirituality. I don't even want to say spirituality because we are all spirit, everything is conscious, everything is consciousness. I'll be talking much more about these topics and esoteric topics on this YouTube channel, on this platform. Wishing you a beautiful day. Okay. If you want to learn how to make videos like these, or want to see what the emotional, practical and creative process is like, I love it! And I have so much fun editing. For me, it's really a way to ground all these imaginative visual things that I see, like the stars and the effects and the power. Like, I really loved playing with magic, and I still believe in magic my whole life, you know. On my Patreon, you'll find behind the scenes footage where I explain and teach exactly this. This is amazing! I always wanted to find a way to express this power and to have it visually represented in some form or way. I also have a course where I go much deeper into how to start making creative videos again from imagination and just fully step into your fun again. The dragon looked the young man straight into his eyes when the young man had reached the feet of the dragon, and the dragon suddenly said to the young man, I am you. This is amazing! Now you may write down what the young man is seeing and feeling when he's in this new world where this cat brought him. You may start now. I will share practical tools on how we can regain our imagination, confidence, and finally have fun with our lives again by creating. Now for the heart chakra, it is I love. And when you affirm with I love, you can literally feel the spaciousness within you, as though your heart is speaking it into existence. Now try this, for example. I love making money. I love receiving ideas that make me money. I love life! I love it! I love taking action upon ideas that excite me. Yes, I love it! I believe the future lies in the hands of the creatives. I recognize the pattern which is already revolutionizing the way we creators convey our own unique and powerful messages that inevitably captivate our audience, as it comes from the deepest place within ourselves, our imagination. For that reason, I promise that by the end of this course, which I made financially accessible to everybody, that you will discover your unique way of making creative videos like these and consistently create and move forward into the direction that comes from your expertise only, your fun, which the world needs so. Enjoy the limited time discount, and for more information, the link is found in the bio. Thank you, and see you.